Very good. Okay,
Sure, sir.
nice meeting you with no. I know that
Definitely,
I'm
sir.
being a great surprise to everyone here today. Thank you, Vishnu, for I'm very much looking forward. And thank you, Vishnu and Ashwin, for being part of today's webinar. I'm so glad having you.
Pleasure,
And
pleasure, sir.
that it's not very easy job. We are actually having a lot of campus programs. We had a lot of campus program last year in 2019. I get you. 2019, we had a photo workshop and all that. We had it. It was fantastic program. We tried to inspire the students to get the opportunities to learn photography. Apart from this, they get a chance to explore the product. It was a fantastic and great opportunity for everybody. I think we have to continue the same once the pandemic is getting over, probably next year, I think, or maybe after November, December, one day possible. At the moment, we are trying through everything through online. Thank you, and Vishnu, you can start it right now. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Srivasan sir, for that brief introduction about the Campus Ambassador Program and other activities of Madras Photo Bloggers. So, with that, adding to that point, I would like to take this moment to welcome all the participants of this webinar. And here we are with the third edition of Campus Ambassador Talk. First, we had myself, and second, we had Loguvardhan. And now we have Ashwin Shyam to this webinar joining us today. And to the new joinees over here, I would like to talk about a few things about MPB Learning Camp, where MPB Learning Camp is a new platform wherein which we post photography learning content every day. And we have a dedicated WhatsApp group for that where experts are there, where you can get your queries cleared and everything and all. We are there here to help out in 24/7. And we are also conducting weekly webinars here with experts in different fields of photography. And there are a lot more benefits as well. If you're not a part of MPB Learning Camp yet, please do join MPB Learning Camp, and we will post the joining link in the chat box. Thank you. And how are you, bro? Ashwin, bro? Long time.
Very long time, a lot of work time away from photography. Uh, Thank you for the warm welcome.
Exactly.
So how are you doing? And
And
shall,
all great, bro. All
shall we
great, bro.
proceed?
Like everything is online. Yeah, bro. Before that, I would like to introduce Ashwin to audience. And Ashwin Shyam is an medical college student from Kilpauk Medical College. Though he hails from a medical background, he somehow find time to do photography. We know that how difficult the subject is, but he's been part of Madras Photo Bloggers like more than 1.5 years right now, and he's been doing a fantastic job over there. And he has been contributed both in for the campus activities as well and for the Madras Photo Bloggers events as well. Thank you so much for that. Over to you, bro. You can take over the session.
Thanks a lot, Vishnu, again for this warm welcome, and it is a pleasure. It is a pleasure doing this. So, hi all. First of all, sorry for the delay cost, and I'm Ashwin. I'm a campus ambassador at MPB for Kilpauk Medical College. So I'm a fourth year student there, and today I'm going to be showing you my journey in photography since the day I started till today. I hope I make it interesting for you guys, and thank you for coming here. Um, so I'm having a little interruption from someone.
Yeah, Ashwin, you can continue. I've muted them. Please continue.
Yeah, okay. So I'm perfectly audible, right?
Yeah, bro.
No issues
Crystal clear.
whatsoever. Thank you, thank you. So yeah, okay. Let me move on to my presentation. So you can see the OG point and shoot cameras here, the Canon PowerShot A460. So it was with this camera the journey basically. A very outdated, a very initial camera that was launched and which most people owned during the time. I was around class 5 when I had this one, and so it was kind of a very different thing to have those cameras and shoot. So, like when I started it, I just wanted to try some new perspectives. When usually people went around taking photos of other people, the way they look, they just wanted to make them look beautiful and all. So I tried with a different perspective, and then I actually failed at it, and I too got some criticism of other people for taking bad photos. But then I did not give up on that. I believed that photos can be shown in a different aspect as well, and so it went on. So when I was in, then I got the other Canon PowerShot, and then it wasn't a very great time using those cameras because I felt the need to have a better camera. And then came in a DSLR around 5 years back. So that's when I would say that my actual journey started. So the photo you see on the left, the bird photo, it was taken. It was taken at IIT Madras in a lake there, and I was actually very it was really nice to take that photo. In the end, I felt like that I could also take a photo. It instilled a lot of confidence in me. Like apart from the fact that the place is already beautiful, a photo that made me feel nice actually gave a lot of hope. So, but the thing with this was after I took this photo and processed it a little with with very primitive apps. I did not take much photos. There's a very brief gap in between, and then I happened to go on a trip to Bali with my family, and then you can see the photo on the right. So I was in Bali. I was trying to capture good photos, which I was not doing. But then I saw this place. This place is called as the Tana Lord Temple, which is near the shore, but kind of like an islandish feel. The place was beautiful on its own. But then I was thinking, what could I do to make this photo unique? But then I realized that the waves are actually hitting the rocks and coming all the way over the temple. So it is one such photo. Even the place was already beautiful. I tried to find something out of it, and it made me thinking, okay, things can be done too. So after this, I've had a good journey with photography. So and then, so there was another phase in my life where the initial phase where I was just stuck with emotions. I just want to shoot emotions everywhere. Like you can see the fisherwomen, being all happy about her work, no matter how hard she was sitting in the sun. And the photo came out very well, I would say, because there are a lot of people who thought it was good and it was really nice in the end. And then I just did not stick to people. So I just did not stick to people. I went on time. So on the right side is like one of my favorite photos. Like there's a dog which is. Uh, am I audible, guys? I see some disturbance. Vishnu, am I audible?
Yes, bro, you're totally
Yes,
audible.
yes.
Yeah, there
Okay.
was a disturbance
So
and
on the
I
right
got
side, you
rid
can
of
see
it.
the photo of this dogs. Okay. So you can see the photo of the dogs there. The dogs actually, like they were like brother. They're actually brothers. It was shot in my college. They were having fun with each other, whereas the other, just another dog was just looking at them, wanting to be with the group. And I know I felt this animal emotion to be really nice. And then I thought, okay, why not just stop it? Why just stop with humans? Go for go for animals also. And then I try to capture emotions even out of a mural. And you obviously know the right side picture was Tanagi Nagar. Most of might have been taken on a MPB visit. And then the left photo, the photo where the father is carrying his child, it was actually taken from a terrace. I took it using a zoom lens of it, using a zoom lens. So this is like 5-6 houses away from mine. Initially I did not, the photo didn't look really good, but then from a very emotional point of view, I love the way this photo came out. So yeah. So after this phase, it was, so I just started going on trips with my family. So then I made sure that I use every opportunity, because trips are a place where you try to, where you can, where you actually get the open chance to explore more than your everyday surrounding. The left picture was taken in hostels. I would like to call it the captivating part, because it was really captivating when I looked through the camera. When I looked at it without the camera, it didn't mean much. But then I feel that this picture gave me a lot of happiness, and the green touch was just, I loved it so much. So then the right picture, this picture is kind of like, has kind of a unique meaning because this picture was taken at Bombay, near the gateway of India. But then when I took this picture, I did not even use the raw format to take the picture. Was not aware, it just did not hit me to take raw and take it in raw, because I was just starting to take it like, a lot frequent, like I was just starting to take a lot of photos frequently. So I took it in JPEG. I came back home, and after 2 years, I processed this picture. I saw it as dull, so I didn't know what to do. So this is where I realized that I must start using, other editing softwares like Lightroom. And then using Lightroom, I tried to do something. In the end, I was not very happy about this photo actually. But then I just posted it on Instagram for the sake of posting it. But I really love like the feedback I got from the photo. People said it was nice, it was different, and so yeah, again a very confidence instilling moment for me. The left photo again was taken at Bombay, uh, while going to Elephanta Caves in a ferry, and the right photo was taken at Matheran Hill Station, where I was able to capture the hard everyday lives of two women, and I felt like okay, my images were conveying a lot of story through it. It was nice to feel that way. From this phase on, then I finally kind of like settled with I settled with the thought that I must do something in Chennai. Like I have tried exploring Casimir previously, but then it was not it did not give me much output in the end. Then with a little knowledge collected, I just try to do something in Chennai. So the photo you see on the left, the collage, the first of the collage, the sea photo, it was actually taken using my mobile. It came out really beautiful because the environment was nice, and I tried some little post processing. It came out nice, and then everything there I shot it. The rest of the photos I shot using my camera. The auto photo, the panning of the auto on Napier Bridge. I love this photo especially because I'm a great fan of panning. Was something that it kept telling me, like you need to master that. I just want to master panning, so I tried panning so much. To take the one shot of the auto, I took almost like 150 shots. I was just practicing. Got one or two nice out of it. So it kind of a lot of hard work I put into pan. So yeah. So panning, talking about panning, I would like to really quote about, say about a famous photographer. You all must know Audi Photography, or Aditya Venkatesh. So he took a pan shot of an F1 car in Singapore. I mean, F1 car traveling at 300 kilometers per hour. He was able to take a pan of that, which is like mind blowing. I thought, okay, when someone can do that, why not I? For an auto that's traveling like 50 kilometers per hour. It was hard in the end, but then I somehow tried to figure that out and do it. So along with the auto, like very big emotional Chennai, an iconic location also. And then what's inside was a very nice photo. And then yeah, feeling was great when I took the photo. So yeah, coming to the next photo, Santham Cathedral. So we all would have seen Santham Cathedral through. It's a majestic structure, but then it's white in color, and making for something which is in daylight is kind of hard because you don't really get to put some I don't know, create something very creative out of it, and the place is a very congested place, so I was not able to get a straight shot of it. So then I thought, okay, I must do something different from it. So I am still not very happy about the picture, but then I came to a different location. I took a picture of that, and then finally realized that black and white is the only way this image would look good. So hence it's here. So at every point of time, I try to just think what might suit the picture better, and then it is all at that point of time I try to make changes in the picture in post processing and stuff. So that's how it went. And then the picture on the left. Okay, so since I studied at Kilpauk Medical College, I traveled through local train a lot. I traveled like every day. I almost go there. Before the pandemic, it was a daily routine. There's something very nice about this train. It gives you a lot of peace. Like we enjoy the rides, getting the wind on the face, and then a lot of emotions. You see people talking their lives out about their lives. You like see them laughing. You see them crying. I myself have gone through all these emotions in that one particular train journey. So I felt like this is one place where I know I have to take a lot of photos. So I took this photo, tried to show the beauty of Chennai, having those suburban trains, and how important it's a part of everyday life for like thousands and thousands of people, even lakhs of people. And then in the end, after putting it in black and white, I was really satisfied with how it came. So yeah. And now I have a question for you guys. Can you see the picture on the right, the reflection, the water and stuff? Can any one of you tell me where this picture was shot? It's in Chennai. But can any one of you tell me where this place actually is? Uh, you're welcome. Anyone is welcome to answer. Uh,
Napi Bridge.
exactly. Alex, you're right. It is a Napier Bridge. So this is a view you see from Napier Bridge, where where the Adayar River joins the sea. So most of us would have traveled, gone past the bridge, but have never paid attention to look at this place. It's a very beautiful place. If you pay some attention and look at it, it looks even beautiful when it comes out as a photo. Well, the photo came out good. Then I did a lot of post processing because it was kind of like early in the morning when I shot this photo. I just wanted to give it more colors and stuff. So at the end, this picture was not just about me taking a beautiful picture. I just wanted to show people that சென்னையிலயும் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு இடம் இருக்குது. Like நிறைய பேர் பார்த்துட்டு கூட மாட்டீங்க because கார்ல போயிடுவீங்க. But then this picture, I just wanted to tell people, okay, this is Napier Bridge. This is from Napier Bridge. You can all do that. Similarly, there's another view, the other side of Napier Bridge, outlooking. I don't know. It's another train station on the other side. That's also got a very beautiful view. So yeah. So in the end, I realized that Chennai is a very beautiful place to take photos with historic value and stuff. And then you can all go to different places in Chennai, spend early mornings there, and then get beautiful photos. Unfortunately, by the time I realized this and started taking photos, well, the pandemic hit, and then I was confined to my house. So when with all this happening, I would like to say that I also had my inspirations. Most of our inspirations comes from people on social media these days, right? So there were two wildlife photographers. There are two wildlife photographers who have really boosted your confidence, or told me stuff through their photos. Like one of them is Varun Aditya, another one is Sudhir Shivaraman. I do not know why I was actually fixated on wildlife photography when I did not have much interest, but their photos were very captivating. So that is the kind of photos that I realized that one must take, even though the viewers do not have much interest in what they do, but the photos are so captivating that you're actually glued to the screen when you look at them, and then you want to follow them on Instagram. So that was nice that like, so it was like I just wanted to keep looking at their photos. And then I went through the way they take photos, and the kind of post processing they do, the kind of locations they go, their perspective on how a photo must be. And I learned a lot from them. So at this point of time I also started going through a lot of theory. I signed up for a few online sessions, and then I looked at certain YouTube channels. I learned the basics. I didn't want to lose any of the basics anywhere. So in the end, I tried to cover all the bases thoroughly, and I did that. So with me doing this, right before the lockdown this happened, and then I had the chance to take a few more pictures before the lockdown. So the one on the left, the man carrying the load, is Paris Flower Bazaar. This photo was actually shot at an MPB program where our college went to Flower Bazaar. So I was able to shoot this one there. And then the one on the right, my brother is actually standing in front of a place. In front of a building? Can you guys tell me where is this place? Is there anyone who's gone to this location before? Many of us would have gone there, but can you tell me where this photo was shot? Anyone? Okay, I'm going to go forward. I'm going to tell it myself. The reason I keep asking is because, most of us fail to see there are places like this in Chennai. So this photo was basically shot at Broken Bridge. All of us would have climbed the bridge, would have gone to the end of it, taking photos, the ones looking at Leela Palace Hotel or the buildings next to it. This is a building that is next to it. So I shot this photo from the beach. I mean, from the place where the water hits the sand. So it gave a very different perspective altogether. Like like my brother, it just feels like he's taller than the buildings, and was nice to take a photo of such kind in Chennai. In the end, the entire session wasn't much rewarding, but then I like this photo that came out. And the one in the middle was shot on Beach Road. I just wanted to, shoot the reflection. It was taken on my phone on a OnePlus basically. So I don't know. I just it just not it was not just about capturing things in Chennai, but also small things like this that actually mattered a lot. And then there was a little more time before lockdown, and that's when this happened. This is a fashion convention that is held at NIFT Chennai. So this is a very different experience for me because this is the first time I'm going to a fashion show, and then NIFT people are amazing at what they do. So I really wanted to capture because I've never been very interested in any fashion show, but then I sat there, I just wanted to take good photos of it, but I was very afraid if I'm gonna get what I actually wanted, because there were problems like the light kept changing in each photos, and the color of the light kept changing, and the people kept moving. So it took me like around 15-20 minutes to figure out and what mode must be shooting my photos, and then how am I supposed to adjust the parameters of it. And then it was kind of a very nice task. So the task of fixing on your parameters for each and every photo, of which in each and every move the person makes on the stage, made me feel very nice that even I can do something like this. Like, okay, you're becoming better as a photographer. It just kept telling me from inside. So I shot these photos, and it was nice. And I kind of learned different things from each photo. For example, the girl on the right with the newspaper costume. When I shot this photo initially, I felt kind of bad because the photo, or you can see the girl moving her skirt, like newspaper like skirt, and then you can see the moment, the blur in the photo. I kind of felt bad because I was not able to capture that properly. But then I came home, I looked at the photo for some time, and then I realized that that is actually making the photo look more beautiful. It is actually showing that the girl is actually doing a motion, and she's just not holding it. So I understood that photos can also be like this, and in the end, it can still be beautiful. So after this, it is all it was all about what happened during lockdown. So not much of an option to shoot photos at home. He started to create my own photos. The one on the left, the Timex watch, it's a personal favorite for me to watch. So I just wanted to do something out of it. And then, so I tried to shoot something like what you see in TV ads and stuff. So yeah, I kept it on a wooden table, placed some keys to just just to show some aesthetic feel. And then I started sprinkling water, throwing water on it until I got the perfect shot. So first I used auto. I shot the camera with the auto shutter, and then I tried to do it myself, throwing water and shooting at the same time. And finally, one of it worked, and then I got this photo. So I was very happy about it in the end because I put in a lot of hard work and this paid off in the end. So yeah, the one on the right. So I took this after this. I still didn't want to stop experimenting with water. So what I did was, that's my bike basically. So I opened the tap that is nearby in my parking lot, and then I try to divert the force for the water that came with a lot of force on the bike, capture the water droplets perfectly. And then I tried various shutter speeds, and then at different shutter speed the water looked different. Like like at a very fast shutter speed, I say 1/3000, I guess, somewhere near that. I got water droplets to be like tiny round droplets, like just like droplets. At a lower shutter speed, it was like uh, like how to say, like arrows coming onto the bike. So it was different. It gave me the knowledge of shutter speeds. Like I understood it even better and how it can be worked on a photo. So yeah, I learned few important things when I was shooting, and from there I took a lot more photos. So every day I spent time on my terrace. That is what I guess I'm going to be doing again next 1 or 2 months. So spending time on my terrace, I understood that nature displays a wide range of phenomena. Like this one is called cloud iridescence. So before a local photographer put it up on his page, I didn't know it was called cloud iridescence. I did not bother to Google about it. I just saw it. I thought it was an everyday thing, and I took photos of it. And then I realized, no, it's a one in a time phenomena that happens in the clouds. So you can look at the photo. I just did not capture the lights. I tried to capture the kites also. You can see like 3 kites in the photograph. So I just wanted to add an extra key element to it. And then everything in the sky looked beautiful. But then I fixated on something, that looked good in the frame, like the design in which it was, like the texture, how it looked through the camera. I was giving more importance for such things because these are things that you can't alter, but the angle in which you look at the photo, or or the colors that can be shown after editing, that really matter in these photos. But I actually wanted to do very little editing on this photo. I did only very little editing, and then because I just want to preserve the original color of it. And then yes, I posted it online. So the left one was called this. It's a sun halo, and this happened. This was there for a day, I guess. After Balagraphy on Instagram put it up, I just ran to my terrace and tried clicking it. I did use an UV filter because I didn't want to damage my lens. And then I actually wanted those birds to fly into the halo. I got one such photo, but then I did not like it much because I did some error while taking it. So in the end, the photo came out well. I loved it, and that's what really mattered at the end for me. And one on the right was again shot at my terrace. This photo was the first time I used Photoshop because it's a normal photo of 2 guys flying on the terrace. The problem with the photo was there was a huge water tank in between both the people. So I didn't know what to do with the water tank. So I cut off the water tank, and then I tried change the color saturation and adding more hues to the photo. In the end, I got this beautiful silver-light photo. So most of it was like an experimenting with the stuff that gave me more idea on what to do. And then these 2 photos are really, really special for me because I love flights so much. Like aviation has always been my thing. To look at the flights, beautiful flights. But you do come with problems when it comes with aeroplanes because you need you need zoom lenses, you need a good tripod, or you need a good location to shoot them. Fortunately, I happen to live next to the airport and I can visit the runway next to the runway like anytime I want. But then you don't usually get the luck you want when you go to the roads and wait there for hours and hours. Both these photos were shot on my terrace. The flights were actually around 2,500 feet above the sea level. Well, I know it because I kind of like Googled it and made it I kind of know it. So yeah, and then it was really nice because I love taking flights, and it's Emirates Boeing 777. So it's a huge flight. It's not a small one like what we usually commute. So it came better on camera. So I would like to talk a few more words about aviation photography here. So it's not just about any flight. It's about the specific kind of flight that you want to take. Size matters a lot. Most of us fail to understand that there are flights of varying sizes. They all look kind of same when you see them on the sky, but when you see them through a lens, it really gives you a whole new dimension. So it was a huge flight to capture. So it came out well in the end. And the photo on the right, the one where you can see the wings and the rear end of the flight had actually gone up really, really high in the sky. But then I was actually surprised that I got a photo of it. And then kind of use like minimal editings to give the good blue color to show how the flights turns to one side. And I find it very beautiful actually because I'm very interested in it. So people who are very interested in aviation photography should give a try at it. And if you want to know about good locations in Chennai, I have a few places from where you can actually look at the runway so beautifully and then admire these flying creatures. So you can DM me at any time and ask me. So and then yes, so I was like, okay, I actually wanted to do something more by sitting on my table. So I thought, why not try at food photography? So this was around the time when Ace Photography from Chennai did a workshop with him, Madras Photo Bloggers, and I thought, okay, why don't I also give it a try? So there is a homemade candy which is becoming like a thing during the lockdown because ice cream wasn't available much outside and stuff. So I tried to add some pistachios to it and some blueberries to it to give some feel. And then you can see the way I set the camera on the right side. Like I made sure the natural light is falling on it, and then I realized that it's not enough, so I used my study lamp for more light, and then I kept a black background just so that any unwanted light is avoided. And then made sure I used a camera with tripod for the camera. It took around like 1 hour for me to get the best picture because it's the first time I was trying something and then it was not always working out. So yeah, so it's a very basic thing that I did, which anyone can actually do. I thought, you need some reflectors and stuff in the beginning, but then I realized all you need is a little of motivation and interest to do that. And I was doing this. So then after this, I thought, okay, I want to take a pan photography, but how would I take a pan shot without leaving home? So I brought the setup. So the picture you can see is a running video, and then that's a Ducati on the front, and then you can see the black chart again. And then I used a torchlight. The reason I used a torchlight was this: I wanted to illuminate the headlight of the bike alone to show that the light is turned on, because I thought that it give a nice little touch to it. So I did that, and then I figured out everything. The video was running. I took a shot at a lower shutter speed, just like to take for any pan photography. But then I realized that the wheels are not spinning. Then I took this video. This is a behind the scene video. You can look at the video. So I had my brother spin the wheel for me to give that extra effort. So I'll show you the photo next. See this photo, you can see that it's not a very great photo, but you can see that the wheels are spinning and the logic works good behind this photo. You can see the background moving. The bike is like static. The bike is like frozen in the image, and then the light hits the headlight area perfectly. So it looks like the bike is actually traveling during the night time. So yeah, so this is one of the many first photos that I took with this logic applied. So after this, yes, so I was kind of like I explored the sky, I explored things inside my house. So then I went to my garden. So I had gone to my grandma's place, and then she had a garden there. So I thought, why not try garden? So it took like 2 days for me to get accustomed to the stuff that happened there. I saw like honeybees, huge houseflies. They're actually not houseflies. I forgot the name in what they call it. So yeah, huge houseflies kind of insects going there. So the one on the left. So I wanted to take a photo of the housefly, but then I was not able to do it because with my camera, because it kind of like kept moving initially, and then I realized that my zoom lens are kind of like heavy. A prime lens were good, but the shutter was I don't know, the response from the camera wasn't fast enough. I tried, okay, why not go with mobile photography? So I went to the focus where you set to the where you set the focus to macro, because my camera did not have a macro mode specifically. So I went there, I went close, I was patient, I tried to move as little as possible, and then I shot this photo. So the photo did not look this good when I actually shot it, but it was perfectly frozen and a good frame. And then I kind of did some post processing using my phone, Lightroom on my phone, and then I got this photo in the end. But the photo on the right, it's a kind of a honeybee. It's called as Amegela. It kept flying here and there constantly. It was so hard for me to show that. That is when I did, because I went near, it kept flying. So I went back a long distance and shot this photograph, like using the zoom lens. I tried around like 50, 60 photographs until I found one where the bee was like stationary, and then I post processed it. So here my main focus was to get the bee into focus and then blur everything out. Well, it did not happen that much because it was a zoom lens with an aperture around 4. So it did not work out that well. So I kind of used post processing to blur the extra parts where I wanted to blur. So this happened. And then the photo on the left, the long exposure shot, this was by far the most interesting experience in my life. So, it was raining heavily during last September, September or November, I don't remember exactly. It was raining heavily. There were thunderstorms every night. But then on a less rainy day, but a constant drizzle day after like 12 o'clock in the night, I was, I felt safe enough because there were lightning conductor next to me. I went on the terrace with a raincoat and a tripod and a small thing to cover my camera. I sat there, and then I kept taking a lot of long exposure shots, because the way clouds look in long exposure, I kind of like love that. So I I was taking long shots. I also took time lapse videos on my camera. It was very nice because it felt like a whole new adventure. I was sitting at the top of my terrace, actually on a huge water tank. I made sure I was safe. So please make sure you're safe when you do such things. And then I shot this photo. And then the photo on the left and the right, the long exposure on the kind of the same photo.
Hey,
So the kind of the same photo, but on the right, I made sure that I show the house is illuminated too. Like it was in the night, and then naturally using long exposures, I got a bright picture. On the left, I actually kind of toned it down and post processing to give that effect. So yeah. So after that, you can see the star trail image. It's not a very great star trail, but then that is what I was able to do. I've not still mastered the art of sticking star trails. I took the star trail, then I processed. I stacked them using star stacks. Like it was around 50 photos. So here I faced a problem that most people face. So I'm gonna tell you what I did with it. So my tripod wasn't the steadiest of all tripods. It's kind of a cheap tripod. And then every time I click the shutter button, the tripod was shaking, and you really don't want any shake and start when you should start rails, right? So what I did was I set the tripod to auto shutter, and not like auto shutter to touch shutter, and then I set it for to take 10 continuous images. So for every 10 images, I used to go touch the screen slightly once, which do not cause any shake on the camera. And then I shot one, so touching the screen, and then I took 10 sets of photographs. And then after, and immediately after the 10 photos was taken, I then went for next 10. I took 5 sets like that. So that is why if you look at the photo keenly, you can see a small interval between in this star trail itself. Those trails were basically a gap of like 2 or 3 seconds that I took to take the next photo. So that's what I did this photo. That's how I did this photo. And after all this is my final photo I want to show it to you for today. This photo was a work of months. I not only learned about photography, I learned about how moon comes out every day on the sky too. So I took all the 8 phases of the moon. So moon has various phases, like quarters, gibbons, and full moons. So yeah. So sorry, gibbons, not gibbons, and full moon. So around four photographs I took shot immediately in the night. There was not much of cloud disturbance. But to take the photo of the full moon, I had to go for wait for almost months, because every time I decided to take this, it was raining. It went on for like months. So after finally 4.5 to 5 months, I shot this full moon, and thereby completed the image, completed the entire sequence. And then I processed it separately using Lightroom, got the textures and the contrast out of it, and then finally put it all together using Photoshop. I did not even know much of Photoshop. I was just doing trial and error because I wanted to print this photo immediately. So in the end, I felt that it came out well. So what is the more important? What is kind of important along with learning to take moon photography was this. For the first time, I realized and I read that moons do not, all phases of the moons do not just come during the night. It also comes during the day. There are like 3-4 phases of the moon where it actually rises in the morning, like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and then it stays throughout the day. But unfortunately, because it's a day we are not able to see it, at the end of the day it goes away. So it's parallel to what the sun is. I was not aware of this before. I came to know only after I started taking the photo, because I was using various apps to exactly know where the moon is every day. So that is kind of nice. Uh, learning to do photography in various fields, trying to make use of things next to you, not only taught me more about photography, but also thought about the very nature of the things themselves. It is very nice, very interesting to do, and then kind of kept me going for a very long time. Had this confidence until exams came down, college started. So yeah, so I'm done with showing my photos and the kind of work that I've done all this while. So so yeah, here next I'm going to be talking about the way I process stuff, post processing, editing stuff. So the term post processing might be kind of new to a lot of people. It was very new to me until I actually realized, okay, it's nothing but editing. So all my post processing, all these photos you've seen initially, whenever I took a photo using mobile phones, but initially with my DSLR, I used to process them using Lightroom, but they did not give a wide range of Spectrum to edit photos better. And then I downloaded Lightroom for PC, Lightroom Classic for PC. Then I started looking at tutorials, learning stuff from them. Then the only way I learned to do it, I perfected it better and better was with every image I edited. So I sat and edited for hours and hours every day. When what most people do it for minutes, like 15, 20 minutes, I did it for like hours initially. So it showed me all the all the tools available that I can use for bringing out a good picture in the end. So I learned it this way. But then I was not a very big fan of Photoshop because number one, very honestly, it was a lot of work learning it, and I did not have much time because I had to manage along with my college, online classes and not class online exams and stuff. So yeah, so that was a big hindrance. So I stuck to Photoshop with basic stuff like compiling photos together, and not just with compiling photos. I also used to remove stuff from unwanted stuff from photos, like the one I showed you with the guys flying the kite. So this is what I usually do. So go to Lightroom, edit them, and then finally go to Photoshop for all the photos to add watermark. Because when I just feel like it's better to add a watermark to post on Instagram. So I do that. I use Photoshop for that. So yes, this is what my basic editing process is. So kind of learn with every photo, and I ask you guys to do that also. In the beginning, it's kind of a lot of work to do that, to edit every photo. It's going to be very time consuming, but then I don't ask any of you to give up easily. But once you're into that mode, into that comfort zone of yours, where you sit in front of the laptop or your PC, put on your headphones, listen to songs, and edit to tens and 15 of photos every day, it's going to be nice. You're going to feel very good about it in the end. So this is how I worked. So yeah. So after this, college started, and then I've not taken much photos all this while. But then I do have plans for what I must be doing in the future. So plan number one, before getting a better camera, I now use an entry level DSLR, but before I get a better camera, I thought I need to perfect my skills more, get into taking photos every day, every time, or at least 3 or 4 days a week, or at least once a week. So yeah, this is my plan. So most people today go towards Instagram to post their photos to get validation from people. But then I realized that there are people who really like your work, close friends, your close family members, and some genuine third person who follows you. Like a lot of people who say good things about my work. But in the end, it's not always about getting acknowledged through Instagram, because apart from those people, it can also be a very sometimes be a very bad platform for you to showcase your work, because at the end of and every day you just want more followers and stuff. But then it's a complex algorithm at work that goes on, that sometimes you really can't figure out how to gain followers, how to get your work more validated and stuff. So it was kind of demotivating when you didn't get much of followers. So at times I just felt the need to stop looking for that on Instagram. It's just a platform for me to put my photos, and so just so that the photos are present somewhere online. So I started using it only for that sake. So at the end of every photo when I post, the only thing I wanted out of it was if I was happy with the way it looked. Was I, was I doing a good job than before? And then I kind of used to looked at similar photos from other people. I compared myself. It's a good platform for comparing yourself, raising your standards and learning stuff from them. So I did this, and in the end, when I started to have when I started looking at Instagram very positively, it kind of helped me. But then there are other platforms for you to put photos as well. You can go log in. I can go enroll yourself for various competitions. There are a lot of small competitions that comes from BBC, National Geography. And all these people come with various competitions throughout the year. So it'll be better if you guys go look for them and then give your pictures there, so that uh, you do it for the you do it on you tend to take pictures with a bigger heart do stuff when you enroll yourself in such competitions. So it is kind of a nice thing to do that. And so this is pretty much of what I've been doing this long. And then uh, I just don't want to waste my time not taking any photos, because every day not taking a photo is basically your talent lost. At least phone, looking at things and trying different perspectives is very much needed, and that's what I've learned in the last few months when I stopped doing it. And then I have actually resumed it kind of now, and it feels good to be back on track. And then, as most of us kind of already know that it's going to be a long 2 months at least in the future. So I stay home, widen your thoughts, experiment until until you're satisfied with whatever you're doing. So yeah, all the best, guys, and thank you for having me here. And if you have any questions, you can ask me.
Thank you, Ashwin. That was a great interaction from you. We happened to learn your journey right from 2016 onwards, like how you started and your evaluation in photography, and that is very much inspiring. And definitely, yes, we'll be in our terrace for next 2 months, and we'll start out to look for small things and from our home gardens and all. And that is very important, rather to go out and capture a lot of things. And guys, if you have any questions, just post it in the chat box, and he'll be answering it. Like if you have any queries or anything you wanted to tell Ashwin, he's here, and it's open to you right now. You can just post it in your chat box right away. And in the meanwhile, I would like to bring a note on that, like MPB Vanguard contest is happening right now, and only 3 days are left for the contest. And if you haven't participated, please do participate, and the winner will get an superb Vanguard camera bag. So don't miss this opportunity. Try to participate in the contest closes by 5th May. Participate before that. Don't miss out this opportunity. So yeah, bro, that's it, I guess. Thank you for joining us today and making this weekend even more special. Hope to look for many more sessions with you, bro.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vishnu, and thanks to MPB also for having this session. To Shivachan sir, and thanks a lot. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Definitely. See you. Good night. Bye bye. And thank you, audience, for joining us today. And we'll be coming up with more of webinars and the workshop sessions in the forthcoming days. So please turn on the notification of MPB Instagram handle, and you'll be instantly notified of all the events that MPB is coming up with. Goodbye. Take care. Bye bye. Cheers.